Hello. Hi, everyone. I just got finished recording a new video that's going to live on my website for Force of Nature. I used CapCut. I got all fancy with it, just an introduction of what the program is. And I've been hard at work at that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't done a live stream yet for Instagram, and today is December 2nd. It's Monday of a brand new month in the last month of 2024, and I just made a promise to myself to do as many live streams as possible for all of you in the month of December, just to finish hard and really go all in. I have been really working on doing more live streams in the month of November. Let's see how many live streams I did. Oh, I can't see it actually on my my computer here. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh no, that's that one. That's in October. Okay, so I think I did 10, which is incredible. But anyways, I wanted to talk to you all today about this belief, this rule that you have to wait to see results, right? So I experienced this myself, of people just saying, you hear the same standard device over and over again of keep going, looks good, keep going. Just, you need to keep grinding, you need to keep posting, you need to keep showing up. And so you get in your mind like, okay, how long do I need to keep doing this until I start to see results? What are some breadcrumbs that I could focus on that show me that this is actually working for me? I'm actually getting results. And like, what can I latch on to as proof that my momentum is building? And this is something that took me a really long time to figure out, because I kept posting educational content. I kept posting authority content. I kept posting all the things I should be posting based on what other mentors and gurus are talking about, based on courses that I had joined, based on masterminds that I were in, based on content programs I had been in. And everyone basically said like, yeah, just keep doing this, keep posting this, keep doing this until it works. But guess what? Your audience is consistently giving you feedback. And this is something that I do an entire module on inside main character messaging, of how to actually read your audience with like the results and feedback that they're giving you with every single post. Every time you post a story, every time you post on your feed, every time you do a reel, every time you do a live stream, May's joining the party. Every single time you show up on TikTok, you send an email, post a podcast, post on your YouTube channel, your audience is giving you feedback, and that is going to help you compound your growth, compound your momentum, and speed up the results that you're getting. But if you continue to show up and do the exact same thing every single time, maybe you're in a content prompt membership where you get like 3 to 4 prompts every single month, and you're like, okay, I'm just going to use these prompts, I'm going to post them every single week, and you're going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again until it works. I'm telling you right now, you can see results every single time you post. And if you aren't seeing those results, then we need to take a look at your content, your messaging, how you're positioning yourself as the leader, how you're showing up and like showing yourself to your audience, how you're building community, how you're actually engaging with your community. All of these things go into what makes your content successful or not, and it's not just the hook. So this live stream was inspired because I just did a content intensive with my client it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, last Friday, not Thanksgiving, not Black Friday, but the weekend before that. And in 3 days, honestly, I don't even know. This could have been her first post that she posted after we created content together. But in 3 days after our call, she was in my inbox celebrating someone commenting her trigger word for her offer, asking for more details for her offer. on her intake form, she came to me and said, my biggest goal is to get people who I've never interacted with before, who I've never seen engage with my posts, comment my trigger word, join my offers, slide in my DMs, asking for more information for my offer. And it happened in 3 days. Now, here's the thing. This client was posting every single day. They were in a launch, so they were posting every single day. They were doing reels. When they're not in launch mode, they were posting 3 to 4 times a day. 3 to 4 times a week. And they were being consistent, but the way they were posting content wasn't going, like, her messaging wasn't deep enough. And I want to break down how we actually did that, how we actually took her content, her messaging from what it was to what we did instead. So I'm just pulling up my archive here on my computer because I broke down her messaging on stories, and I'm just going to loop you in on this. Okay, so the biggest thing that I saw was her messaging, and her messaging in particular, one, she wasn't clear enough what her offer was doing for her audience, who her offer was for, what was the main solution her offer provided, what made her offer different, what frameworks and what methods she was going to teach people in her offer. The number one problem people have when they're not joining your offer is because they don't really understand why they need it, what they're going to get out of it. It's not the price. It's not, like, none of that matters. Chances are they're actually going to someone who is double your rates because their messaging is more clear. What matters is they're looking at your offer and like, is this solving a very urgent problem that I have? And how is it solving? Like, what's the word? Hi, wellness warrior. Tell me your name. Tell me who you are. This is the first time I'm seeing you on my live stream, and so welcome. The first time, what am I saying? So your offer should be able to tell your audience, like, if they are a good fit for you. That's the words. So her offer messaging was pretty basic. Her offer messaging was saying smart women who know they're meant for more. Smart women who know they're meant for more, but they just don't know what to do. They don't know what to start with. They don't know where to go. Like, so right off the bat, I was like, made for more. What? More what? No, they're meant for more. What? Like, what do they desire? What do they actually want to do? And what are you actually teaching them? Because someone who knows they're meant for more could literally be, like, I was a swimmer, could literally be, they like know they're meant to win more races. I guarantee that's a completely different person from a business owner who knows they're meant to work with more clients. That's also a completely different person from someone who's like a stay-at-home mom and they actually want to be an entrepreneur. They want to have their own business. They want to make money, or maybe they want their own career. So what does made for more actually mean? That's something that we worked on. Then 2, we got more clear on her client messaging, her dream client messaging. And we used the main character messaging formula for this, of using the exercise of what are they doing on a daily basis. Sit in the director's chair. You're directing their movie. It's like a rom-com. The first 15 minutes of it is a glimpse into their life right now, what they're experiencing. And the whole point of this is to show you their personality, show you what they're going through. So for her, it's like, okay, your clients open their eyes in the morning. What's the first thing they're doing? What are they experiencing? Okay, they're going to their 9-to-5 job that they hate. Okay, great. They are like daydreaming about crafts and like things they could be doing on the side while they're supposed to be working and hiding that from their boss. They're thinking of different ideas they can do. They're researching their business. They're trying to do all these things, but the moment that they go to hit publish, they're not actually publishing it. They get choked up. They stumble over their words. They're not actually taking action towards their goal. That is so much more clear because we can pinpoint what is holding them back from reaching their goals and how she is specifically going to help them move through that. So they're overanalyzing. Great. What are your methods for getting people over the overanalyzing, overthinking hump? They're people pleasers. They don't want to upset their boss. They don't want to upset their family. They aren't quite confident enough to stand up for what they actually want because they've always put other people first. Great. How are you going to solve that for them? How are you going to help them be more authoritative? How are you going to help them put themselves first? How are you going to help them have these conversations that are difficult with their families, with their bosses? How are you going to do that? Once we got clear on the mini problems that they're experiencing, because right, if their main goal is they like have all this potential, but they don't know what they can do, and they know they're meant for more. That's huge. That's vague. It's like, whoo, that's the entire concept of a 3 trilogy book. But when we boil it down to what's currently, like on a day-to-day basis, in their way from seeing results, it's that they aren't confident enough to have tough conversations, to stand up for themselves and put themselves first. They're overthinking, overanalyzing, perfectionists. They're not actually taking action. And they think that they need to know more before they take more steps. Those are 3 really actionable problems that she has solutions for, that now is 100 times more clear for her offer, for who her dream clients are, for who this offer is going to help. The third thing, so we talked about offer messaging, we talked about client messaging. The third part was showing up as the expert. She wasn't creating any content showing her audience what it's like to work with her. And what I mean by this is, I mean showing behind the scenes of her in action, her doing what she says she's doing. So sharing behind the scenes, look at a call she had with a podcast manager someone who wanted to start a podcast, but he was in the overthinking phase. He was in the perfectionist phase. So we created a piece of content that shared that story, shared how she got on a call with this person. She helped him map out his first podcast. He's going to publish his podcast on Monday, and this is the result from that. We mapped out the story of that and how she specifically led him through these problems. And because we're creating more stories that showed her in action, showed her leading her clients through specific problems that maybe other people in her audience also have, it shows her audience she knows her stuff. You can say a million times, I am a business coach, I am a fitness coach, I am a yoga teacher, I can do email marketing. You can say that over and over and over again. But if you're not actually showing your audience that you know this, and you're not just educating, you're not just spinning educational content at them over and over again, but if you're actually showing them, this is the problem my client had, this is how I led them through it. This is a conversation we had in our group program today. This is what I responded to. This is what I was doing behind the scenes for myself, for my own business, to get this XYZ result. The more we focus on that content, the more her audience begins to trust her. The more her community trusts that she's actually doing the thing. Right now, there are so many people online who don't walk the walk. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And this is what people mean when they say, are you an embodiment? Because if you have an offer that is like you're helping people get to 10K months, but you've never made a 10K month before, or you've never helped anyone get to a 10K month, of course sales is going to feel really difficult. Of course you're going to trip over your words. Of course you're going to feel a little bit of anxiety when you have a sales conversation with somebody, because there's a part of you that's like, can I actually do this? So when you're an embodiment, when you have stories that back up that you know your stuff, even if you're a beginner. If you're a beginner, that's totally fine. We can still find some stories. This client in particular, she didn't have a ton of clients, but she had experiences from her family, experiences from her friends, experiences from her own progress, her own journey. And we tapped into those to help her have some more proof, to gain some clout in the industry. So I think I got on a big tangent here, but in 3 days, she went from posting consistently every single day, not having any applications come in, no one joining her program unless she made the first move by like DMing them, or, some people came from her stories, but she wasn't getting people from her content. And we really wanted to figure out why. The biggest gaps that I saw was her offer messaging, her client messaging, and how she was positioning herself in her content. So on her intake form, she said, in an ideal world, what would a successful Instagram account look like to you? What results would you get? And she said comments from people saying, OMG, yes, thank you for saying this. Would love to work with you and get your help on XYZ. Do you do that? DMing you now, commenting the trigger word. And in 3 days, the content that we created together on her content intensive made that happen for her. So the title of this live stream is stop waiting around for results, because she could have kept posting every single day. She could have kept doing the same old things. But the reason why she wasn't seeing results was because of a tiny little thing in her messaging. We had to take her messaging a layer deeper. And that's something that she would have not figured out by posting the same thing over and over and over and over again, waiting for the results to happen. She recognized that she had a goal. She was in launch mode. She was trying to get her program filled before the launch date, before the program started, and she had 3 people in, I think, but she wanted more. So she knew that she needed to take action to see things differently, to get different results, to change the trajectory of how her launch was going. So she had invested in a content intensive with me. In 75 minutes, we figured out those 3 gaps that she had: offer messaging, dream client messaging, and positioning herself as a leader. And we fixed those. She walked away with 30 different content ideas that she then posted. And in 3 days, she had someone inquiring about her offer. So this is not an accident. This is not coincidence. There's a reason why my clients get these results. They change something in their messaging. Boom. 4 days later, they're signing a one-on-one client. Boom. They're getting invited to a podcast. Boom. Their post goes viral. Boom. They're getting 200 likes on a carousel post. Like, there's a reason why there's these big shifts from not really any action happening to action happening. And it's because they're taking strategic action that's results driven. So, like, I can't stress this enough. Having a hands-on support is going to help you get more results. This is something I experienced myself. I had invested a lot of money into different mentors, different programs, different strategies, and I did all the work. I'm your classic type A, straight A student. I was the teacher's pet. I was asking questions. I was raising my hand on calls and asking questions, asking for support, asking for feedback, implementing everything. Guess what? I wasn't seeing results for a very long time. You know what helped me get results was having someone get their hands, their eyeballs on my content and give me very direct messaging feedback saying, your messaging in this isn't very clear. Saying, this content, I think is a little too vague. You can go a little deeper than that. And this is exactly why I created Force of Nature. And I've been working really hard behind the scenes to change the way that this mastermind is set up. Because traditionally masterminds, you get on a call weekly or maybe every other week or once a month, and you have about 10 minutes to ask a question. And sometimes you're like, I have no clue what to ask. I have so many things going on and I don't really know what to ask. And can I ask for a complete business audit? No, I can't. So you have 10 rushed minutes to ask a question. And the coach or mentor will give you some feedback and you're like, great. And then a week or a day later or after the call, you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't have asked that. Probably should have asked this instead, because this is actually what I'm working on, right? You don't actually know what you need help with. There's gaps in your business right now, and having you ask questions is helpful, but it's like you moving at a snail's pace instead of a torpedo. And the way that you become torpedo speed momentum results, the way you get torpedo speed results is by having someone check in with you, be a partner in your business. So I've changed the way that I do this mastermind. It's no longer that traditional mastermind style where you have Slack channel, where you have 10 minutes to ask a question every week. Instead, I'm really treating this like it's a one-on-one container, but with the camaraderie that everyone loves of a group program. So you get that one-on-one support where we're hopping on calls. I'm checking in with how the past weeks went. I'm analyzing your content with you. I'm looking at your results with you. I'm saying, okay, how many sales conversations did we have this week with you? I'm looking at how you led yourself through those sales conversations, the beliefs that popped up during those sales conversations, and how you can do things a little bit differently in the coming days to actually close more sales, get more people asking for the link for your offers on your content, to get your content viewed by more people. I'm mapping out the steps that you need to take to see progress for your income and client goals. so we get on bi-weekly calls. So those calls are where we're going to map up those steps. But in between that, we have weekly Slack access as a group where I'm giving you feedback on content. If you are feeling like you have no clue what to write content about, you can ask me to riff on 5 to 7 different content ideas for you to use that week. I'm really taking elements of some of my favorite programs like the Content Intensive, where you walk away with 30 different posts, and I'm bringing this into the mastermind because I love creating content for people. I love celebrating people's wins, but when we only have 10 minutes to ask a quick question, it feels rushed and it feels impersonal. And I really want to dig my hands into your business, dig my hands into your strategy, give you really direct feedback on what you need to do to get results, because you've been going for so long. You've been taking action. You've been implementing the strategies that you've learned. You've been researching. You've been doing all the things right. And you're just sitting there being patient and being like, when will it be my turn? Watching other people walk by and being like, or zoom by you, talking about their 10K months, talking about their 30K months. And you're like, when can I have that? I feel like I'm ready for that. And that level of success comes with that hands-on support that I've specifically worked hard on to cultivate inside of Force of Nature. So it's so exciting, and I cannot wait for this next cohort to start in 2025. Because I know the women inside get incredible results. There's a reason why this client within 3 days had people commenting her trigger word after not having people comment her trigger word. There's a reason why. I don't know what I just saw fall. I'm looking at my window because it's good lighting, and something just fell right in front of me. I don't know what it was. Okay, so there's a reason why that client got that person commenting in 3 days. There's a reason why my client Andrea had no one applying for her one-on-one done for you service for months. And then we refined her messaging, refined her offer, refined who she was talking to in her content, how she was showing up in her content, and boom, she got 25 applications in 30 days. There's a reason for that. It's not because she did her time. It's not because it was a coincidence. It's not because she went viral. It's because she also didn't even grow her following. I think she had like less than 500 followers. So these people have been lurking in her audience. Almost all my clients, they've been lurking. They've had people lurking, watching their posts, but they don't take that move until you know what to speak to them about in your content, what problems you're solving, how you are going to solve their problems for them. They don't know that until you tell them, until we figure that out together. It's like a little science experiment. I was a science major in addition to a business major, and we need to get our magnifying glass. We need to get our lab coats on. We need to take a look at your content and your messaging with a fine-tooth comb and really comb through it and say, okay, this can be a little bit more specific. This can be a little bit more detailed. This is a little too vague. This can be a little stronger. This could call out, this could be a little bit snappier. This could call somebody out a little bit more. This could show you as a little bit more of an authority, be more bold, be more convicted. When you have someone who's pushing you every single time you create content, imagine how fast you're going to move. Just imagine. So if my client can get these results in 3 days, so can you. And the Force of Nature Mastermind is the best place for high proximity support, my eyes and hands on your content and messaging strategies, and building fast-tracked, results-driven momentum. So if you're interested, there is a very quick application just to give me a sense of who you are. Because this is so hands-on, it's limited to about 10 people. And I really want to make sure that the people inside this program are go-getters, they're action takers, they are going to do the work. They're not just going to keep asking the same question over and over and again. They're like, okay, I have this question. We're going to check in. We're going to do this. I did everything. What else can I do? That kind of energy. When you're a force of nature, you move. You are unstoppable. It doesn't matter if the storm is coming. You look at the storm head on and you're like, bring it on. What's next? People are going to look at you differently after this program. They're going to look at you. Your competitors are going to look at you and be like, how is she moving so fast? How is she doing all of these things? How does she have time to do live streams every single day, to post every single day on multiple platforms, to do podcasts, to do YouTube, to do all these things? It's because you're no longer wasting brain cells on figuring out what the best hook is. It's because you're not wasting time on like, I wonder if this post is going to work. And you post it and you hope that it works and you get upset about it because it doesn't work. No, you know exactly what you need to do to see results because you're inside Force of Nature. So if you've been like really feeling activated about this and you really have been craving a space like this with this level of support, make sure you apply. You can also send me a DM to have a conversation about it instead. If you don't want to do the application, we can have a DM conversation. That's totally fine. But let's freaking go, y'all. It's December 2nd, Monday of the last month in 2024. 2025 is on our doorsteps, and I'm feeling really fired up about it. So I cannot wait to see everyone inside. I'll see you in there.